If you like to talk about combat sports and you want to join the discussion, click the subscribe button below and the bell notification icon next to it and join Knucklehead Nation. What's going on, Knuckleheads? Welcome to the FightersRep video podcast. I'm your host, the FightersRep. This is the UFC Fight Night post-fight show, Harris versus Overeem. Welcome to the live chat. Thank you for being in here. And man, that didn't go as planned. That did not go as planned. Man, here's a cheers to the randomness of life, to the randomness of our reality. You know, as much as the world wanted Walt Harris to win this fight, as much as the world, as much as almost every human being out there, I'm sure, wanted Walt Harris to win this fight because of the heart-wrenching situation that he went through with his stepdaughter and the segments we saw that the UFC produced regarding that situation. Man, life is unpredictable. You think things are going one way, and the next minute, they go the other way. So I was wrong. The bookies were wrong. But I will say that I got it right tonight, more so than the bookies did. I think where they messed up, is, or they didn't really mess up, but they didn't have access to some of the information we have as a promotion, being able to deal with, a lot of these camps. But I was wrong on Overeem. I was also technically wrong I was wrong on Overeem because I thought Harris would win that fight, which he started off in, emphatic fashion. He was doing great at the beginning of the fight. He landed some big shots, and then he gassed. He's a big, heavy guy, and he gassed, and he's going to have to go back and work on himself and see why it is he gassed so fast in that fight. I know he was trying to finish Overeem early. I know, but even then, he shouldn't have been that tired. And also, he looked almost completely helpless on the ground against Alistair Overeem, which is, it's not a good look for the heavyweight division. If you want to go anywhere near the top of the heavyweight division in the UFC, you got to be able to handle your business on the ground. And that's something Walt Harris was not able to do tonight, combined with the fact that he was gassed out. So I was a little bit disappointed by his performance. I also got it wrong technically on the Marlon Vera fight, the Song Yadong versus Marlon Vera fight. But I think what happened there is you've got another A-side versus B-side darling. I would say Song Yadong is a bit of a darling for the UFC, for the sport, more so than a guy like Marlon Vera, who I thought, along with a ton of other people, thought deserved the win. I thought Marlon Vera got that one. It was a very close fight, but I thought Marlon Vera won that fight. One fight that I got right, that I was very excited about, was the Dan Ige fight. The Dan Ige fight was also very close. That could have gone either way too. But Dan Ige pulled it off, and I just felt very comfortable with him taking that fight. And I did get a cosign with that one. Afterwards, I was like, did he win that? And then I got the cosign from Chad George. He told me I think Ige won that one. So I was like, bam, good. So I don't look like too much of a hypocrite if everybody thinks Barboza won, and I'm sitting here, saying Ige won just because I felt like he was going to win and predicted him to win. At the end of the day, it's subjective. It's not up to what I think. I mean, I'm happy to admit I was wrong, and I was wrong about Alistair Overeem. And technically, I was wrong about Song Yadong, although I still feel that Marlon Vera won that fight. I thought the Dan Ige fight could have gone either way. I got that one right. The only two I got wrong, again, Marlon Vera, Alistair Overeem. Man, I was a little bit surprised again, though, with the Alistair Overeem. And I'm glad Jamaican is in the chat. What up, my brother? I appreciate you being here, by the way. Salud, my brother. Salud. Cheers. We got whiskey on tap tonight. CALI Whiskey, big shout out. They're a sponsor at the FightersRep events. Much love to them. Delicious whiskey, I must say so myself. But super high alcohol content. 42.5% or something like that. Alcohol. Not proof. Alcohol. So obviously to find out the proof, you just double it. So that's over 80 proof right there. You better have your glass of whiskey if you're joining us on this chat or something similar. But Jamaican says, I had Overeem round 2 TKO. I knew he would win if it gets past round 1. I didn't see you in the prediction, brother. I didn't see you in the prediction preview video, Jamaican. So if I didn't see you, it didn't happen. But, you're a good man. You're an officer of the channel, an officer of the court. So we're going to take your word for it, brother. He says, good night of fights. We're judging all the way around. Ige and Angela Hill got robbed. And I'm glad you bring up Angela Hill because I thought that fight was terribly close as well. That Angela Hill fight was terribly close as well. And if I'm being honest, gun to my head, I would have given the unanimous decision to Angela Hill. I thought she did enough to win that fight. The Ige fight for me was a real toss-up too. And I'm saying that, and I picked Ige to win. I'm saying that, and I picked Ige to win. And I still thought it was super close, man. We got Fight Life Nation in the chat. He says, I'm sorry, but not inspiring fights tonight. I'm wondering why you think that, Marco. I'd love to hear what you guys think tonight. By the way, if you're in here, hit the subscribe button, the bell notification icon next to it. If you haven't already, smash that like button. Help us get some engagement on here. I thought the fights were fun tonight, man. I always have a good time. Hey, I'm a cheap date. A little bit of whiskey, some fights, give me some good food, some pizza or whatever, and I'm all in, man. I had a really good time. I was eating some pizza, drinking whiskey, watching the fights. I thought the fights were fun, man. I thought they were actually very competitive fights. I thought the ladies were throwing down, Angela Hill and Claudia Gadelha. I thought that, main event was a good time, although I was kind of surprised that Walt Harris gassed so fast. But congrats to Alistair Overeem. He earned that shit. He's a veteran. I was going to say at the beginning of the fight, I was saying to myself, here we go again, man. Alistair Overeem going to get finished quick. I thought that's what was going to happen when Walt Harris was teeing off on him. I said, it's over. This is going to end quick. And then what happened? Walt Harris gasses out. I was really on the verge of coming on here tonight, talking to you guys and saying, I think this is the end for Alistair Overeem. That's what I was thinking in my head. I was going to say how he's a veteran. He did great. He earned our respect. He was the man for a while, but now his time is up. But then he goes and he beats the babyface tonight. He beats the guy that everybody wanted to win, the guy who was favored to win, the surging heavyweight and world big ticket Harris. And, once again, shows just how volatile and how, I hate to say it, but frail the heavyweight division in the UFC is. At any moment with these fucking 4-ounce gloves on, a guy lands and it's over. Especially, that's compounded by the fact that a lot of these guys are not that skilled. The most skilled guys are obviously DC and Stipe. Then there's Ngannou, maybe half a grade down. And then everybody beneath that is a grade down. I mean, there's a lot of disparity in the talent in the heavyweight division. It's still a paper thin division. Let's see what's going on here. We got RGNs in the granite. Bobby Nizzo in the house. He says Bloody Bean fights Boston style. I love it, brother. Krishna Kim says fun fight, but a couple of really questionable decisions. Coach Krishna in the house, by the way, guys. Show him some love. You can follow him on Instagram. Just look for Krishna. I don't know the rest of your handle, Krishna, but sends me some of the most talented young fighters in the area. Some fantastic talent. He's got an IKF champion in Abel Lara. So much love to Coach Krishna. When he says something, you got to listen up. Coach Krishna, which fights did you not like the decisions on? I want to hear what you got to say, brother. RGN's in the granite says awesome fights. Bloodlust fights. I agree, man. I agree. And the OG RGN agrees with Krishna Kim. Jamaican says Overeem is a 2-5 or a top 5 heavyweight, in my opinion, win or lose. That's crazy. That's crazy that Alistair Overeem is still ranking that high in anybody's list. And I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm not saying you're wrong because, you're not. It more speaks to the frailty of the heavyweight division. Guys, Alistair Overeem. I mean, we were talking about Glover Teixeira. We had Bobby Nizzo in here talking about, he's 40-something years old. And then we showed a lot of love to Glover Teixeira, who at 40 years old is still getting it done. Guys, Alistair Overeem is 40 years old. The man was born on May 17th, 1980. May 17th, 1980. This guy's birthday is tomorrow. He's going to be 41 years old, knuckleheads. You just had a 41-year-old heavyweight in the UFC who was the underdog go out there and finish a 36-year-old Walt Harris. We got a call coming in. What's going on, knucklehead? Is this Kevin from Chicago?
Boss Hog.
What up, brother?
What's going on? What'd you think?
Man, I think this is the fucking year of the 40-year-old, man. This 2020, you add 2020, in this crazy year, you add 20 plus 20, you get 40. This is the year of the fucking 40-year-olds, Kevin from Chicago. What do you think, brother?
There it is. The old geezers are getting it done.
What the hell's going on with these young bucks, man? They're not ready.
I don't know what the deal is. Well, Walt Harris isn't necessarily a young buck. He's getting up there in age.
That's true. No spring chicken. 36 years old, though.
Yep, he should have. I mean, that's what I thought was going to happen. I knew Walt Harris was going to be dangerous in that first round. He's another big, heavy puncher with a questionable gas tank.
Yeah.
And then you got Overeem, who's been there, done it all. So much experience, able to weather the storm and get on top, take some steam out of him. And I don't know, man. He just landed a perfect head kick right over the top with the left hook to the tip of the chin, rocked him.
Beautiful.
Yeah, could have stopped a little early. When the dude was flat as hell. He was flat on his back. I thought they were going to stop that probably about 10 punches earlier. But
I agree, man. They were trying to let this guy... You know what, though? I mean, the UFC is guilty of it, too, man. Humanity is guilty of it. There's always a baby, right? There's always a baby face that they want to win. And the world wanted Walt Harris to win tonight. But the fucking universe disagreed. You see what I'm saying? They wanted him to win because of what happened to his stepdaughter. I get it. It's fucked up. We wanted him to win, you know?
Yeah,
but that's not the way reality works, man. That's not the way a fight works, you know?
Absolutely. I mean, they're really pushing that angle, like that story, and they ran that piece on it. It was like, I get it, but man, I just want to see some fights. I don't want to see this drama. I'm not watching A&E, you know what I mean?
Kevin from Chicago, you ruthless bastard. I love it.
I mean, it's like put me in a downer, man. It's like a downer, Debbie the Downer moment. It sucks, but like I just want to watch some fights. But either way, you're right, man. That's not how the world works. It's the best man won, and Overeem the dude's been in there for so long. How many kickboxing matches?
Holy shit,
been knocked out so many times. I mean, you think he's got like 20 knockout losses on his record. I mean, I remember when Chuck Liddell was knocking him out back in the Pride days. Here he is, 2020, and he's still fighting these big heavy hitters like Will Harris. This is insane.
I mean, it really is insane, Kev. Listen, 65 fights, 46 wins with 18 losses, 14 of them coming by way of knockout. 41 years old tomorrow, and he's still out here knocking fools out, man. Listen, I know we're saying Walt Harris isn't a spring chicken, 36 years old, but that's 5 years younger than Alistair Overeem. Yeah, 5 years younger, many less miles on the odometer, and he goes in there and gasses out. Explain this to me, Kevin. Explain this to me, brother. How did he gas out in there?
He's a big, heavy puncher. He's got big power in that first round, and it's freaking the way science works. It's the way the body works, man. When you got that much power, need a lot of oxygen. These guys, these big, heavy hitters, they got one good round in them. And if they don't get the knockout, it's like it goes downhill, and it goes downhill fast. Similar to Francis Ngannou, man. They're scary in that first round, very dangerous. But it's if you can weather that storm, your chances go up greatly. But hey, real quick, I wanted to get to these other fights because
talk to me, man. Talk to me.
Some questionable decisions, huh? I mean, that Vera fight, I gotta say.
Come on, man. They did me dirty on that one. That's my boy, Cheeto Vera out of Team Oyama. You know, our broadcaster, Chris Cross, he trains out of Oyama. You know, we've had guys from Oyama compete for FightersRep, man, and I know about Vera. I picked him to win. Did you watch the preview? I picked him to win.
I didn't watch the preview, but I for sure thought he won, though. I just thought he was pushing the action. He was that beautiful body shot. I felt like he did the more damage. The takedown at the end, that third round, I thought that sealed it for him. I thought he won two. And same with Barboza. He's another one. I thought he won 2 rounds, too.
Yeah.
And it's just
close
a couple
one.
questionable decisions. They're close fights, though, because Song Yudong was landing some big shots. He had some good boxing, but
yeah,
I thought they're going to give him the nod.
What
Seems
about...
like they're trying to...
Go ahead.
I thought that it's almost like they're trying to push these Chinese fighters. Song Yudong, I don't know if that's the case. Maybe it is or maybe it isn't, but you saw what they did with Wei Li Zhang. I mean, she came into the UFC and they skyrocketed her to the title. And
well,
you know, Song Yudong,
yeah. Well, you know, I mean, Wei Li deserves it, though. I mean, she earned her way. And here's the thing, Kevin. You're talking about an untapped market almost of over 1 billion people, my brother.
Oh, no doubt about it. You saw.
So I agree with you. I mean, they might be trying to push them. You know, they might be trying to push them because of that untapped market.
Yeah, and I watched Song Yudong's last fight against Cody Stamen. I don't know if you saw that one, and they gave him a draw. He was getting dominated that fight. He got out grappled. Seems like for like 12 minutes of the fight, and they gave him a draw. And so that's the reason I say that. Like, maybe they're trying to, I don't know, they're trying to give these guys a benefit of the doubt, trying to get into that market.
Kevin, this is what this channel's about, though. This is what this channel's about, right? Besides being a kickboxing promotion, the only pro kickboxing promotion in the state of California, I'm trying to build a culture where people get what they deserve, where we don't have this A-side versus B-side shit anymore, because Marlon Vera got fucked tonight, kind of. You know, he kind of got fucked tonight. They wanted to push this baby face, man. They wanted to push Song Yudong. Listen, not just Chinese, 22 years old, at Team Alpha Male, being coached by Uriah Faber. I mean, these are all marketing points. You see what I'm saying? But
definitely.
But you know, reality, you know, there's a saying, there's a saying, and I believe it's in Spanish or Arabic. I can't remember now. I kind of spoke both growing up down in Miami, but they would say that if you hold your finger up and block out the sun, that doesn't mean everybody else can't see it. Basically, you can't fool everybody. You know what I mean? And so I think when the fight game, they do this horribly in boxing. MMA, it's less. But still, they push these baby faces. Listen, Vera deserved the fucking win. The Walt Harris fight should have been stopped earlier, but they wanted him to win. But, the universe will take what it wants eventually. You know what I mean?
Yep, I agree. When it comes to I'm like, Vera, what are you doing fighting this young kid anyways? I feel like he's on a 5-fight win streak. He should have been pushing up the ladder against someone he's knocking on the contender door. Like, he's on a good win streak with some impressive wins, but they're feeding him this young kid. It's almost like they're trying to put make Vera a name off him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The other way around.
Kind of weird, man. Kind of weird, but that's how they roll, man. That's how they roll.
What are you gonna do?
What did you think of that Ige fight, man? Because I picked Ige to win, but I thought that was awfully close, man. If anything, my gut told me maybe Barbosa won that fight. What do you think?
I thought the first and second round were Barbosa. I thought the first round, he dropped him. He hurt Dan a couple times. And then that second round, he hurt him bad with that body shot, put him down. Or no, he hurt him with the body shot. Ige went for the takedown. Ended up on bottom, and he finished the round getting pounded on with some grounded pound. I felt like that was a difference maker. He hurt him bad with that body shot. Did you see that?
Yeah. He hurt him bad it was a couple of times. One time he landed a knee, one time he landed a punch, I think it was, and he just almost crumbled. Yeah,
so I thought that was a Barbosa win. Gave it to the young up-and-comer.
What are you drinking tonight, Kevin? What are we drinking, brother?
Sober as a bird.
I don't like it, brother. I need you to go get some drink or something in you, my man.
I hear you. All right.
Well, have a great one, Kevin. Hey, I appreciate you calling in, man. Always appreciate it.
No doubt.
Have a great one, man. Yeah. That's Kevin from Chicago. That's our boy. Let's see what's going on in the chat, man. We've got a lot of chatter going on in here. Salute. Neil the security said, yo, Cheetah Vera was robbed. Nasty. These judges need their pockets checked. Shaking my head. You might be right about that. But, I tell everybody, man. I tell everybody that will listen, right? Who do you guys think pays the judges and pays the referees and pays the athletic commission? It's the promoter. So if they're trying to push somebody, typically these officials fall in line. Typically, it's just the nature of the human being. They see, hey, I'm getting money from this guy. I better do what he asks. That's the weirdness in our sport. I love it. I love combat sports. But that's the weirdness, and you do get that. You get that money, I'm sure, as a referee or official, whatever. Sometimes you're probably like, damn, they're trying to push this guy. Let me let this fight last. Let me give this guy a chance to get back up. I mean, I think we saw that Walt Harris tonight. And I'm not disrespecting the referee. He's giving the guy the chance to get back up. Maybe he believes the guy's got a shot. But that's the kind of thing you see, and I think especially with the judging, I think especially with the judging. RGN in the Granite says age ain't shit. I think we've proven that the past couple events. The UFC should do Overeem versus Biggie Boy 2. That would be a good one. Now we're in a very weird situation, man, with Biggie Boy getting dealt with the way he got dealt with, beating Overeem, and now Overeem being Walt Harris. Man, the heavyweight division is just a weird fucking place right now. That Rona got these judges thinking sideways, says Neil the security. By the way, Eric Anders is hot garbage. Neil the security, you're a brutal man. RGN in the Granite says the women fought awesome again. I agree with that, man. That women fight was wild. And that's another one That's another one where I felt like maybe Angela Hill won that fight. I felt like Angela Hill won that fight. Um, yeah, man. Jamaican says the UFC was trying to cash in on Harris' situation, but the better fighter won. And Jamaican also agrees with me that Vera won the fight tonight. I think Vera won that fight, man. I think Vera won that fight. RGN says, got to run 3 times a week. Cardio is important. Let's see what we got in here. What's going on? You're on the line. Is this the OG?
Hey, what's up? Quadruple OG. What's happening, George?
What up, my brother? How are you, man?
Smoking a fatty of Bill Buckner Kush.
Hey, man, you enjoy yourself to the utmost.
Well, that's
brother.
all I do. I don't drink. So I told you I haven't had a hangover since 2001. The fights were great tonight, I thought.
I thought so too, man.
I thought it was a bloody mess. I thought there was some questionable calls, but I just thought it was a good, entertaining week altogether. I think for America, for the world.
I agree too, Bobby. I see in the chat you wrote, "I don't know how the Asian won," referring to Song Yadong.
I didn't know. I don't know why he won. I'm not a racist person. I was playing chess with Argentinians, Cambodians, and my Irish friends and Italian friends when I was in 3rd grade. Everyone else was playing checkers. So I'm not racist at all. I just think he didn't. I thought the other kid tuned him up. Yeah. Just because he's got, you know what I mean? Like, I thought he tuned him up.
I agree, man. I agree. And what did you think about, Big Ticket gassing out so fast, man? What the hell was that about?
Like he did it. He looked like he was a little heavier, and he didn't. I think he just really thought it's a sad. I was crying during the story. Like I'll admit it, as a man, I cried for that guy.
Yeah.
And I think the other guy is a savage. He's been fighting for 21 years. He once he kicked the big man off him, I seen him turning around right there. That was my opinion. I seen him like he refused to lose.
What a fucking animal that guy is, man.
He is an animal. 21 years, come on, and he still looks great.
41 years old, out there beating up on a 36-year-old that was favored to win the fight, OG.
I know, George. You weigh the age thing, but I really believe, just my honest opinion.
Yeah.
I run 5 miles 3 times a week. I train every day, and I got a fractured skull. I got a fucking every disc is going a different direction, and I still shadow box. I still throw fucking 4-punch, 8-punch combinations just as fast as I did when I was 20. So and harder. I'm probably even better of a fighter now. You know what I mean? Because of age and experience.
I love it, man. I love it. I love it. I think especially in the higher weight classes,
heavyweights, it's harder. You're right.
I think, but I think they hold up better, man. Like we had
power holds up. Your punches are still the same.
Yeah,
maybe not as fast. You know what I mean? But as powerful.
Yeah, we've had guys like Klitschko.
Boring.
We've had guys like George Foreman still come back and do it. So I do believe that the age thing probably is. Yeah.
Hopkins. I mean, look at Hopkins. Come on, come on, man. Like, I mean, all the epic fighters he's fought, he doesn't lose the bums. You know what I mean? I don't know. I think I think Hopkins is unbelievable, and no one's gonna beat Tyson Fury either.
Yeah.
So when's the next MMA? When's the next UFC? Is it June? 250? Is it 250? This one 250, right?
You know MMA, what? I do think it's in. I do think it's in a couple weeks.
Yeah, a couple weeks. I think it's first week in June. I'm pretty sure they said it on Fights.
It's looking
I'm pretty sure. I just did. Yeah, I don't have the date, George.
It's looking like June 6th.
UFC.
I think it's something like that. We got UFC 250 on June 6th.
Yeah. There's a good woman fight on that. I think the women have been that black American lady or whatever. She looked like Ali out there. She was friggin', she was boxing really good. I don't know how she lost that fight, but the other girl was stronger, and she didn't gas out. She kept throwing bombs.
That was a hell of a fight, man. That was a hell of a fight. Did you watch the Ige fight? What did you think of the Ige versus Barbosa fight, man?
I like Barbosa, so like, you know what I mean. So I'm not biased, but I guess I am a little bit because I wanted him to win. Like Neil, the guy Neil on there, like I don't think any of his fighters won tonight that he wanted to win, and I agree to disagree because I feel the same way. You know what I mean? So we're all human. You know what I mean? We're all human.
Yeah. Hey, man, I picked Ige to win. You heard me in the preview.
No. I thought you had great picks the other night. I thought you were right, spot on with all of them.
But man, if I'm being honest, and I'm not.
You are honest.
Thank you, man. I just. If someone put a gun to my head right now, and said pick the winner between Barbosa and Ige, I would probably give it to Barbosa, man, tonight.
I think so too.
Would.
That's my opinion too. I think a lot of the fights tonight were you could have went either way. I think.
Yeah.
But people that have fought like me, like you, like people in the chat, who won. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like they were saying during the fight, it's different than judging a boxing match. Because when one of the person when he knocked that guy down and he let him get up, like that's not considered. That's just a knockdown. That's not like in boxing when you knock someone down in an 8 count.
Right,
you know what I mean?
Right.
And they got to scramble their heads back together. Like that, MMA, UFC, they recover a lot quicker than boxers.
Yeah, and I felt like in that fight specifically, Barbosa hit him with a couple body shots, man, where you could tell.
He was hitting him with great body punches.
Yeah, man, he nailed him a couple times. I said, oh, man, this might be the beginning of the end. And he looked so much bigger, too,
George, I love when people go to the body. People don't go to the body enough. They go to the head too much, and everyone loves going to the head. But if you're a smart fighter, you go to the body and the head. Left hook to the body, left hook to the head.
Yeah.
Right, straight right to the body, straight right to the freaking solar plexus. You know what I mean? It takes its toll, like within like a minute, 2 minutes.
I love it, man. Listen, when I go do my little bit of sparring, and I can't wait till this fucking whole
Stick
thing
with it, George.
Man, I can't wait till this whole thing is over so I go back and spar. I always love to throw a left hook to the body, man. That's the funnest punch, man.
Sparring is so fun. You're right, George. Let me ask you something. Are you a righty, George? Or are you a southpaw?
I'm a southpaw, man.
Oh, I always have problems sparring fucking southpaws. You guys, it's so friggin' hard because I can throw with both hands. I'm a righty, and I can actually go in the southpaw stance. I could be effective, but not as effective as orthodox because I can throw my left just as good as my right.
Oh,
but you're a southpaw. You must drive people crazy sparring.
I do, and the other thing is, I don't know if you guys could tell in the video, I'm actually a pretty long guy.
You look like you're in good shape to me.
Thank you. I mean? I'm all right. I played basketball my whole life, so my feet move well. I get the hell out the way, and I get in when I need to.
My son's a phenom in basketball. Well, you'll hear about him within the next 2 years. Once he's a junior in high school, because he just finished his first year in high school, but he's been playing since he's in first grade.
I look forward to it, man. I look forward to it. I will say Chad George, though, for over a year now, has made me stand orthodox. So,
yeah, well, I was going to ask you, can you stand orthodox and it feels good for you? Like, do you feel comfortable in orthodox?
It feels okay now that Chad George has hammered it into me for over a year, but I still feel better southpaw. It's like you going into southpaw. It'll never feel the same. You know what I mean?
Well, you know what it is, George. Honestly, I stay on balance like perfectly orthodox, but that's the problem with the southpaw. I can stay on balance, but I'm thinking about it too much. When I'm orthodox, I don't think about balance at all.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? So I guess if I practiced it more, I would be fine. You know what I mean? But I never really practiced it because I wasn't getting paid to fight amateur. I was just doing it for charity and diabetes and cancer and stuff like that. And I was making enough money as a sandlog, like $1,500 a week take home after taxes in Massachusetts. In Massachusetts, where taxes higher than anywhere. So, you know, I have a daughter, 25, a son, 15, a wife going on 29 years. Fighting, I wasn't going to be able to support my daughter before my son was born, and my wife without going back to crime and selling drugs. That's why I've been out of trouble for 25 years. You know what I mean? Because I listened to my wife.
And you know what? I love that you bring that up, OG, because that's kind of
George. People need to hear it, bro.
Yeah, man, because that's kind of the point of this. That's kind of the point of this.
You said about the community, right?
Yeah, that's the point, man. That's the point. You know, I just want to build
positive people, right? Positive people that been there, done that, and some, and came out, survived, and came out with empathy and morals, and you could prove to people there is no can't. Hey, I got two state bids, 3-time felon, and if I could do it, because I'm a loose cannon, if I could bite my tongue for 20 fucking plus years without hurting nobody bad, anyone could do it, George.
I love it, man. I love it. And I'm so happy to have you on the channel, man. I really am. Well,
I've been listening to you for a while, George. I've been subscribed for a while, but I just don't like to call people that I don't know. But you seem so honest. I can't stand. You're definitely a brutally honest person. I'm a brutally honest person. And you know what? You have knowledgeable fans too.
Yeah.
So that's why I like it. I'd rather sit on here with you than go on with someone with like 1 million people, 100,000 people, and people don't even know what the fuck they're talking about.
Yeah,
Excuse
you know, a lot of those other channels. I mean, I hope to get an audience that big at some point, but a lot of
you will. Every channel, it takes 3 to 5 years before you get 100,000. If you're lucky, you get it over a year.
Yeah.
But you will have 1 million subscribers within 5-10 years. It's sustainable money, George.
I love it, man. I love it.
You'll get sponsors, George. You work hard at it. People wanna invest in people that work hard and work smarter, not harder, and have talent breaking down fights. So you're not gonna have a problem, George. Don't get discouraged ever.
No,
you're gonna do really well.
Thank you.
I'm gonna buy a couple shirts in June. The first week in June, I'm buying like 5-10 shirts to hand out to my friends in Boston.
That would mean a ton to me, man.
Well,
I
wouldn't say it. I want one myself, but I'm gonna get some for a couple friends too.
Thank you, brother. Thank you.
So listen, I'm gonna promote you out here. Hey, look at me. I got 35 subscribers, and I started 6 months ago. And I get excited when I get one more subscriber. It's funny. You know what I mean? It's funny.
Yeah.
But you're doing good, George. You're going to do fine. You're going to be up to 1 million within a couple years. You'll be viral.
Thank you, man. And you know what? When that shit happens, all of you guys, because I keep a small circle, man. You know, guys like us.
I'm the same way.
Guys like us keep a small circle. When that shit happens,
we never forget, George.
I'll fly you guys. I'll fly your asses out, sit you in the VIP, and you guys come watch some real fights. I'm telling you, we got the best rule set in the game, in my opinion. Stand and bang.
George, listen, I'm coming to Cali within about 3 years from now. I'm coming there. I'm probably buying a house out there. So we're gonna hook up because I can train fighters really well. Matter of fact, I want to get back in the ring, but my head injury in Boston, it's really hard here. Cali might be a little more lax. Once you see me hit the mitts, once you see me hit somebody, then you'll say, well, I think you think I'm crazy now, but you'll be like, holy shit. You'd be like, holy shit.
I believe it, man. I believe it. You look pretty jacked, man. I seen you. Yeah. I believe it, OG.
That's 1,000 push-ups every other day. I don't lift weights no more at all. Because in boxing, you don't want to lift weights.
Yeah.
It takes your speed away from you.
Yeah.
You know, you get enough power from push-ups. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
And you could lift weights, but you just got to go light with reps and mix it up with machines and then run on the treadmill after for a half an hour. That guy, Henry, or whatever, what's his name, that lost his daughter the last fight.
Walt Harris.
He needs to work on his cardio.
Big time. Big time.
He needs to run. He needs to run slow runs at 4 a.m. Get out of them silk sheets and run 4 a.m.
Yeah, man, that was no. I mean, I understand he was trying to take Overeem out, but that's no excuse to gas out that fast, man.
Yeah, but if you're in shape, George, right? Even I know you know this. When you train, right? When you hit bags, heavy bags, motion bags, speed bags, anything, you purposely miss straight overhand rights or straight rights, and you come back with a left hook. You miss punches because when you miss punches, it takes a lot out of you.
Yeah.
I definitely think he's going to be brutally honest and say he didn't train. He thought he could just take him out like Wilder does.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I thought he actually took him out when he started jacking him up. Yeah. I thought he was all done. But that guy is a savage. He didn't give up.
But, another thing, OG, is when Walt Harris was on the ground, he was fucking useless, man. The guy wasn't doing nothing. What was that about,
Well, when I seen him kick him off him, I said he has enough strength to do that. He must be mad. He must have been getting mad. Yeah. And I seen the ref. The ref looked like he was about to stop it. He was close.
Yeah. It was.
But
weird,
that was I thought it was a very interesting card tonight. I thought it was a good one. I wasn't disappointed.
Me neither, man. And we got spoiled like crazy this week with pretty much 3 fights. Now we got to wait 2 weeks. We're all going to go nuts for
the next 2 weeks. But it means a lot, though, George. It means a lot for like America and the world. I think that's what it means more than anything. We all love fights, obviously. We're all fight fans and we're all fighters. But I think this really meant more for humanity, in my opinion.
For sure. No, I agree 100%.
I feel proud to say that. Anyone who watched these fights is a true American and a true humanitarian, or whatever you want to say. You know what I mean?
I love it, OG. And another reason, I wanted to finish. Another reason I love having guys like you on and talking about how you weren't able to kind of sustain your family is that's the whole point of Fighters Rep. That's the whole point of the promotion. I want to build up a promotion where guys can make a living fighting for me, and it's going to take a while. But I'm in it for the long haul, man. I'm in it for the long haul, and that's why I appreciate when people donate to the channel or buy T-shirts, because I just reinvest it right back into the promotion. I don't touch any of it.
George, I haven't even got the balls enough to ask people for donations. I'm like one of those type of people that like too proud or ego. I want to go smoke the toll with Mike Tyson so I get rid of my ego. Like I really wanna. I swear to fucking God, excuse my language, but I really do. And then I want to go to Cali.
I feel you, man. I you know what? Unfortunately, I'm kind of the same way. That's why I tell people buy a shirt. At least I feel like they're getting something out of it.
I'm buying shirts. George, I'll send you a $25 thing towards your channel too. And once I start, once we get out of this coronavirus, and once I take my real estate test this month coming up at the end of the month, once I pass that. I transition into the real estate game and land development. So I'll invest in people that friggin' that are responsible and that work hard. And you come on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday without fail. Like I do like 7 skits a week without fail. Like that's who's gonna stay sustainable on YouTube, on the internet. The people that keep doing it. Yeah. The hard work. When you feel like it's not working, if you feel like you're doubting, you can't let that creep into your mind, because you keep doing it, you're going to say one day, you're going to say, wow, he was right. And I know you probably already know this anyways, but you keep working hard. The planets will align and you will be viral. And you'll be there sooner than you think, George.
I love it, man. Thank you, OJ. And I'm already seeing the results, man. I really am. I mean, we're at over 4,000 subscribers. I wouldn't have believed I would have gotten over 4,000 The last.
How long have you been on, George?
It's been about a year.
I've been on with you for about 2-3 months now, so I don't know. I don't look really.
I would say doing this live stuff, not even a year, but as a channel, like where I've actually been following up with it, not just throwing stuff on. I would say about 2 years we've been putting our fights up and doing interviews and stuff.
Oh, so so you got over 5,000 subscribers. That's pretty damn good.
Yeah,
There's only one person I know, George, that got that wasn't a star or wasn't a big movie star or a big time name. He got like 100. He's got 150,000 subscribers now, and he started 2 years ago.
Wow.
And he was at 30,000 for a long time, and all of a sudden he seen the light of something. He was a product of his environment, like I was.
Yeah.
And we were talking. He's in California too. He's in LA somewhere near you. And Lionel Harris live part 2.
Nice.
Lionel Harris live too. Watch it. Watch one of his skits. He's near you in Cali. I talk to him once a month. He was like really low on subscribers. He said on live he was going to quit the channel and then all kinds of people started donating to his channel. And you know what it is? Honestly, I'll be honest with you. It's he says mega keeps him going. Like they send him like 1,000, 2,000 a week.
Well, you know,
Trump supporters.
Well, you know, OG, I really don't give it. I really don't need the donations or nothing like that. The reason I tell people get a shirt if you want to donate this and that is because I want people to feel like they have a say in the promotion that we're building, where we're not going to have that bullshit A side and B side. Because if you come to our fights, you're not going to see an A side B side fight. Each guy's going to have a chance to lose, and a lot of people want to fight for us because of that, but a lot of people don't want to fight for us because of that. You know what I mean? Because they want an easy win, and they're not going to get an easy win. You're going to fight. You know what I mean?
Styles make fights. And in Boston, in Quincy, when I sparred with pros, as a tough street kid, as a tough street fighter. And when I went into the boxing gyms, in Boston, they put you right in with pros. The headgear on, and they say 50%, go 50%, but it's more like 80, 90, 100%. They don't wean you in to boxing in the Northeast.
Yeah,
you go right in the ring.
Yeah, I mean,
and I think that's irresponsible in my opinion. But at the same time, no one's going to get better at boxing or any type of fighting, kickboxing, anything, unless you're fighting better opponents.
I get it, OG. I get it, man.
You know what I mean? How are you going to get better unless you're fighting better people?
And sometimes it's the individual. I mean, like, for instance, where, at CMMA where I go, I mean, some guys go light. Like, one of the best heavyweights that's ever competed for us, he's the best amateur heavyweight in California, right? When you spar with him, he's a big Samoan kid. When you spar with him, he goes super light. But when you see him in a fight, he's like a fucking demon. But then
is he that fast, really fast kid on the mitts? I seen him on the internet like this past week or something. He was hitting the mitts.
I'm not sure. But
is he really fast with his hands?
He's pretty fast. He's a big Samoan guy. And
is he from Hawaii or something, or is he from Samoa?
I think he's from Samoa. And then you've got guys, that if you hit them square, they're just gonna go off on you. You know how it is. It is. So
well, that's counterpunching. That's mental fortitude too. You know what I mean? If you program your mind, and not only that, like in a real fight, usually when someone hits me, the object is not to get hit, but sometimes you got to take punches to give your 2 or 3 or 4.
Yeah.
So you have to take a punch, but. Like, if you get hit, if I get hit, I see red. I just want to kill somebody. So, like, the worst thing you do is hit me. People just want to touch me. Like when I was, sparring with pros, and, like, they wouldn't want to, because they see me hitting the bags, they see me hitting the mitts, they see how hard I hit, And the trainers would always tell me, Robbie, they don't want to spar with you.
Yeah.
They're worried about sparring with you because they got a fight next week and they don't want to go in there. And I'm like, well, listen, I'm a little bit nervous too, sparring him too. You know what I mean? Or whoever I was sparring. Like, you have to have confidence, so George, is what I mean.
Yeah,
you know that, but everybody has fear in their gut, the butterflies, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah,
you just have to learn how to control it. So, like you say, when someone gets hit and they hit back harder, that's because they're training their mind, and that's the way you're supposed to train your mind when you fight.
Yeah. I mean, I'm guilty of being very relaxed when I spar.
But that's a good thing, though, George, being relaxed.
Yeah.
Sparring, and because if you're too tensed up, you ain't gonna do good at all.
You're right.
You're gonna go backwards. You're not gonna go forward. When you're relaxed, you understand, and you could see punches coming easier when you're relaxed. You could slip things a lot easier. It's like you're in the zone, kind of. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No,
when you're relaxed in the ring.
I agree.
Yeah.
I guess I see it, more. I see red when somebody insults me, not when somebody punches me.
I'm the same. No, I get it. No, I understand. That's the alpha male in you, and that's our ego and our pride.
Yeah, man.
You know what I mean? That's all it is. That's our ego and our pride.
We need to smoke that toad with Tyson, bro.
With Tyson, I'm telling you, George. Hey, listen. Yeah, I'll always call in every time, but I'm gonna, like I told you, that you're on the West Coast, I'm on the East Coast. Now I know the hours and the times. Now I'll be on here more often. I used to just run into you for the past 3 months, and I always liked your commentary on the fights, and I like your fans too. I like your subscribers. They're all good people too.
Thank you, man. I got a bunch of, most of the guys in here have fought or are hardcore fans.
Yeah, I noticed that. I noticed that's why I like them. You know what I mean? Because they know what they're talking about.
Appreciate you, Bobby Nizzo, OG. I'm sorry I call you the OG, but it's what you are, man.
You have to be. No, thank you. And George, thank you for giving me a shout out in my channel. I appreciate that. And I want to thank your fans for listening to my friggin' ashtray mouth right now for the past friggin' 20 minutes.
Bobby, I do want to say one thing before I let you go.
Yeah, you could. Yeah, go ahead, George.
Make more music, man. Make more music and shoot me.
I got my third album coming out, buddy.
And shoot me some music, man. I really actually enjoy your music.
Have you heard my music on?
I heard
my albums on YouTube.
I heard one song. I thought it was fucking hard, man. So send me whatever you got. I will listen to it, man. I
got professional videos and everything. Yeah, no problem.
I like it, man. That Northeast, like Boston style, man. That's something
it's
different.
Angry white. It's angry white in a different culture. Angry. We're all angry, different cultures, but we're all angry, and it's real. There is no phoniness. It's all nonfiction.
That's why I like that shit. That's why I like it.
You know what I mean?
I like it, man.
You know what? I'll send you a video. One of the best videos we did, and one of the best tracks. I'll send it to you live chat now, so you can grab it.
Do that, man. Much appreciated, OG.
I will, and you're gonna be on live chat for a while, right? We're gonna still listen to some fans.
I'm on here, man. Yeah, we're still talking. So whatever you guys want to do, tell me in the chat.
I'm gonna sit and listen to you guys. I want to hear what you other people have to say. I want to hear how you break this down.
For sure. Much love to you.
All right,
OG.
I'm gonna send you a video in 2 seconds. All right, brother.
All right, brother. Thank you, man.
I'll be in touch next week.
Sounds good, brother. I look
forward to it. All right, George. Stay safe, my friend.
All right, man. All right. And ladies and gentlemen, Knucklehead Nation, that's the OG, man. I love talking to Bobby Nizzo. I love talking to, knowledgeable fight fans. And that's what we got in here, and that's what I'm proud to have in here. We also got Jamaican in here, Pax in here. Look at these guys, Rob Iman. I mean, look, Paxan Marlon Vera was robbed. Knows what he's talking about. Jamaican saying, George, I told you give me a fight at 185 pounds in kickboxing or boxing. I'll pay my plane fare. I'll bring 100 people to Cali guaranteed. Hey, man, I would love to make that happen. And I'm dead serious. I would love to make that happen. We've got a nice little Hampton Inn right next door to the venue. You could stay at the Hampton. They give us a discounted rate. They're like a sponsor. Even the airfare, man. I mean, that might be something we could cover for you. Because I try to cover the plane fare and the hotel stuff for the fighters because when they're coming from out of town, usually we have local guys, but we do have fighters from like in Northern California that come down and stuff. I try to cover it because it's a tax write-off. I don't have no problem doing that, especially if they bring some fans and stuff. So definitely, man, not a big deal if you ever wanted to fight Jamaican. But, I really like having you in the chat. And, we don't want you to get hurt, brother. But if that's something you want to do, it's open to you all day. Let's see here. Jamaican says he thought Ige won. There's something wrong about a bigger guy going down to fight a smaller guy. And you know something? Barbosa's a bad dude. But I was kind of thinking, man, he was kind of maybe being a little bit of a weight bully going down to 145. Also, I don't like it. I don't think it's smart all the time, I felt like he reacted more than he usually does when he got hit. And I think it's because he probably went through a vicious weight cut to make it to 145. Man, if you would have seen his body at the weigh-in, the guy looked like fucking beef jerky, man. He had no kind of fat on him at all. I mean, the guy was just shredded. But, it's almost unhealthy. It's almost unhealthy. I don't think anybody should get that thin. And I think if he was allowed to fill out a little bit more, he would have probably done better in that fight. I still thought it was a close fight. I still thought maybe he won that fight. But, I don't like guys killing themselves to make the weight. I don't like it. It's not healthy. Here in California now, they got a new rule that everybody's got to abide by. And I've had to tell all the fucking fighters this. And it's just another thing to kind of drive us nuts. So basically in California now, if you can't come to the fight more than 10% over the weight you weighed in at. So let's say you weighed in at 140. If you come in, so 10% of 140 is 14 pounds. So if you come in at over 154, you risk the fight getting canceled. So it's supposed to prevent guys from cutting a lot of weight. Let's see if that works out. It's a rule I can get behind for that reason, but it's definitely worried me because, a lot of these guys, I mean, they come from a wrestling background or they're just very good at cutting weight. They cut a whole ton of weight. And, now they're not so happy this rule exists. But I do like the rule. I don't like guys to cut too much weight. Your brain is where a lot of that water goes to. And when you take a shot and you're not hydrated properly, that's when people die. That's when people die. That's when people get fucked up long term. So, I'm okay with that rule, that 10% weight cut rule, whatever. And that's like a new thing that started at the beginning of this year or at the end of last year that we've had to communicate to all the guys that fight for FightersRep. Let's see what else we got here. Ige versus Emmett. Ige versus Emmett should be next, says Rob Iman. That's a good fight. That's a good fight. I mean, Emmett has won a couple. He did call out. He did say he wants Sean O'Malley, though. I don't know if he really wants Sean O'Malley, but he says he wants Sean O'Malley. What I'm saying, though, is I think Sean O'Malley might put it on him, but we'll see. I mean, he's been fighting I think that was Kelleher that I'm talking about. Never mind. Jamaican says, I'm a righty, but I box southpaw stance. Surprisingly, I have more TKO using the left hand. There you go. I thought Ige won. There's something wrong about a bigger guy. Or we read that one. Neil the Security says, aren't we giving Barbosa too much credit for going down a weight class and looking average? I think the reason he didn't look as good as he should is because he cut too much weight. I'm just going to be honest with you guys. A lot of weight cutting like that, it's not good for your health, man. It's not good for your health. It fucks up your performance. And we got a coach out here at Black House MMA where the legends train. Coach Rage. he really advises against that. We got a call coming in. What's going on, Knucklehead? You're on the line. Who's this?
How y'all doing?
I'm doing well. How are you, brother? Who's this?
This is Billy.
Billy?
This is Bill. How you doing?
What's going on, Bill? Where are you calling from, brother?
Matt Brown. What in the world is he doing? He needs to retire.
Billy, where you calling from, bro?
Oh, man, it's Kevin Chicago.
Kevin, you asshole.
Had to call back because I want to talk about Matt Brown.
Tell me.
Oh, my gosh. What was he doing, man? It's like he's coming in, he rocks the dude, and then it's like he just went downhill from there. Then he gets hurt. He comes lunging forward with these shots and just gets dropped with the left hook and knocked out. It's time for these old guys to call it a day.
Oh,
even
man.
Alice, I guess you could contradict me because you got Alistair Overeem, you got Glover Teixeira, but
Yeah, man.
Matt Brown, I feel like there's a difference between coming up against a young, talented prospect, though. Walt Harris, he's not really a young, talented prospect. Anthony Smith, I just think he was outmatched. But against these young guys, they should be fighting older guys.
Excuse me. Yeah. Well,
That's just a terrible matchup.
let's be fair. Let's be fair, man. Anthony Smith was a guy who, he was pretty high up there in the light heavyweight division, which is, if you ask me, it's pretty frail as well. I mean, you've got Jones and Reyes and Maheta, right? But I think that's kind of it. Right? Am I right?
It's top heavy for sure.
Thiago, you got Jones, you got Thiago Santos, and you got Reyes. But after that,
and you got Jan Bohovic.
Yeah, but Jan hits like a fucking tank. But do you feel like Jan's gonna beat John Jones? Does he have the wrestling to beat a guy like John Jones? John Jones it's very similar to the heavyweight division in my opinion. It's very top heavy, and everybody else is sort of average. And I would say Anthony Smith is sort of slightly above average. But Teixeira beat him, man. Teixeira beat him fair and square. He's a top 4 or 5 guy in that division.
Yeah, that's true. The difference between Matt Brown is, remember he went on a little losing streak, he retired.
Yeah.
And then he came back, and who'd he beat? Diego Sanchez, who should be retired in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that. The other thing, though, is, that guy Baeza that he fought, Baeza has never lost. And then on top of that, let's not forget, he had Baeza hurt bad at the beginning of that fight. He could have finished. He came close to finishing that fight. I'm not saying Matt Brown, is going to win a title. I'm not saying he should even stick around that much longer. But I didn't think he did horrible today. You know what I mean?
No, he didn't do horrible. It's just he looked slow. He looked slow and a little bit uncoordinated. Like, even the shots he landed, I'm surprised Baeza got hit with, because he's just going straight back. He got trapped against a cage, and then he got dropped. And I don't know. It was just, I feel like they're bad matchups. Put these older guys against these young, talented contenders. That Baeza, that dude's a future contender, in my opinion. At least he looked like it.
Yeah, Matt Brown still has a bit of a name. Maybe they're just trying to, like the OG said when he called in, maybe they're just trying to, get them to, or like you said, I think, just trying to get them to make a name off these guys. You know what I mean? They did the same.
Make a name off.
Yeah, they kind of did the
same. Make a name off the old geezer.
Yeah, they kind of did the same with Vera tonight, right?
Yeah, they did.
And he's not old. He's 27, but Song Yadong is 22.
Yeah, definitely. And what other fights with? Oh, Darren Elkins. He's another guy who, this dude is just, he needs, I don't know, every fight he's getting hurt, cut up, rocked. Yeah. He's on the downside too. I don't know if I would like to see him keep fighting. I don't want to tell people they need to retire. I don't think it's my call, but
yeah.
It's just rough to see some of these older guys just constantly getting hurt, constantly getting rocked.
I agree.
Darren Nelson, so he's definitely a fan favorite, but it seems like he's getting hurt every single fight, and then he's getting cut up. He's got that scar tissue, brutal stuff. What do you think of that?
Yeah, I think he's done too, if I'm being honest. I think Matt Brown's done too. Listen, I'm all for, when guys have kind of, run their course, they should be treated with respect. If it's a business, so maybe these guys are selling a lot, but I like it when they invest in the new talent. I don't like when they hang on to the old talent for too long. So I'm with you, but they're doing so many they did 3 cards in a week during the Corona pandemic, so they've got room for all this talent. If they can keep some of these old guys on the payroll and they're still willing to fight and get paid, why not? And then again, we have to re-examine what went down this week. We had a 40-year-old Glover Teixeira, tear Anthony Smith's ass up, knock his fucking teeth out, break his orbital bone, break his nose. We had an Alistair Overeem who, despite the whole fucking universe being against him, right? From the referee to nobody wanted Alistair Overeem to win that fight tonight other than his mother. And even his mother might have not wanted him to win tonight. And he still won. At 41 years of age. He'll be 41. Well, actually, if he's still in Florida right now, he's 41. So he's 41 right now because it's 10 o'clock Pacific time. So that's a 41-year-old guy. So, as long as they're getting results, you can't really knock them. But I just think some of these divisions, especially the heavier ones, they're just light. They're light divisions. They're weak divisions.
Yeah, I think that might be the difference there because you look at it, the 205 pounders and the heavyweights. I feel like age, it's not as big a factor. I feel like it's the power. More power is more important. But when you're talking about 170 pounders, you're talking about speed, reflexes, agility, things like that. And I think that might be the reason why some of these older guys need to call it a day. But you're right. When it comes to heavyweights, bigger guys, it's power can take you a long way. You saw Glover Teixeira. He just coming in, put his head down, throwing big hooks, putting this guy hurt on this young guy. And you're right when you talk about the frame. I remember you talking about the Anthony Smith.
I said it, man. I said it. I said Glover Teixeira's frame is all wrong for a middleweight coming up to light heavyweight like Anthony Smith. I said it, and you heard me say it, and I'm glad you're repeating that. You can't, listen, if you're a natural middleweight and you go up to fight a guy who probably walks around at 240 pounds, I don't care if you're taller than him, if that guy fits that frame and you were able to make 185 pounds and those two bodies collide, you're in trouble as the middleweight coming up. You're in trouble.
Glover's just denser. He's just denser. He's got bigger bones. You're right. I think that was the difference. Anthony Smith, he's tall, rangy, but those shots hit different. Shots hit different with a guy like Glover.
I agree.
All right, I guess I
agree.
I had to call in and prank you a little bit with how y'all doing.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Hey, keeping me on my toes. I just finished my whiskey too, so I still had enough sense though to pull you out the prank, brother. Thank you, man. Appreciate you calling.
You know it. Take
All
it
right,
easy.
Kevin from Chicago fucking with us. Rob Iman says the judges were drinking Pepsi tonight. They were drinking more than Pepsi, brother. Jamaican says smash that like button. Don't you guys dare forget to smash the like button. Rob Iman says extreme weight cutting is dangerous. I couldn't agree more, man. Like I was saying before the call came in, Coach Rage, who's the main striking coach at Black House, and that's actually his name, Rage. He advises strongly against the weight cutting. He believes that guys' performance is hindered big time when they cut weight, and I agree with it. Jamaica says the UFC should create a 165, 175, and 195 in a super heavyweight weight class. Why not? More fighter, more belts, and more champions. I wouldn't mind that at all. I actually think that would be a great idea. I think as the sport grows, you'll probably see stuff like that. RGN's in the granite says, yeah, it is cutting weight. I think hurt Tony Ferguson. He cut weight twice in 1 month, so I agree with that, OG. See what we're working with here. What's going on? Who's on the line?
Hey, it's Jardine.
Who's that?
Jardine.
Jardine.
Yeah.
What's going
First
on?
time call.
What's going on, brother? How are you doing, Jardine? Appreciate you calling in, man.
It's Justin Jr.
Why you fucking with me, Justin Jr.?
Just joking.
How you doing, brother? What's going on?
Nothing much. Just finished seeing Fight Night 176. I was actually pretty impressed with how Overeem's chin withstood that punishment. For all the crap people were talking about Overeem's chin, do you think it got to Walt Harris's head and made him, blow his load when he rocked Overeem?
You know what? Whether it did or not, I'm disappointed that Walt Harris was able to blow his load that fast. That's what I'm going to say about that. What do you think about that, Justin Jr.?
Yeah, his fight before this, his 2 fights before this were under a minute, and, it's not like he's had a 1-year layoff, but before this he had a little bit of a layoff fighting in July. So, there was definitely just a little rust, also dealing with the emotions of his daughter. And yeah, you said it, he blew his load quick. When he got Overeem rocked, he got a little bit too excited and tried to finish the fight. And then, Overeem capitalized on it, got the, what do you have? A hold of his leg. He had a leg lock and flipped Harris over and then controlled the round. So with Overeem having about 2 minutes and 40 seconds of ground control, who would you have given that round to?
That was a tough round to score. I would have probably, I don't know, off the top of my head, I would probably say that, I would probably say Overeem, but I could see it being like a tie for the first round, since Harris had the success in the beginning and Overeem at the end. But the reason maybe Overeem is because Overeem took that round because not only did he take him down, but he was also landing shots that could have finished the fight. I mean, I think some referees might have seen that situation where Harris was kind of stuck against the fence, helpless, getting hit like that. Some referees might have, considered stopping the fight. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Credit to Dan not stopping the fight, and I thought the crew stoppage was fair, but it does make a pretty strong argument considering Dan didn't stop the fight. But That was a good call by Dan. It was an epic comeback. Walt Harris, he blew his load, was gassed in the second, and this is what Overeem does now because he's getting up there in age, so he can't fight like he used to in the 2000s. So he has a slow-paced technical, not really slow-paced, but not like a kind of his pace technical fight where he knows that he can outsmart them, or at least try to, and that's what he did. He landed that flush head kick on a gassed Walt Harris, and just like everyone, I wanted Walt to win this fight, but impressed by Overeem. And where does he go next from here? Oh, man, this is tough. Because he is a gatekeeper. Maybe feed him Dos Santos.
I think Dos Santos makes sense.
But have you seen Dos Santos' Instagram? He looks smaller, he looks lean, so maybe he could be going down to 205 Dos Santos, but I don't know.
That's a bad idea, I think, at this point in his career.
It is. Seen on his Instagram, he's he looks smaller, and even Chael Sonnen made a video on it about a couple weeks back saying, is this an indicator that Dos Santos will go to 205? I mean, I don't think so. He'll probably just stay at heavyweight, and there is nothing that he can really get going at 205 in my opinion. But Dos Santos versus Overeem, that'll be an interesting fight.
Yeah, no, it'd be a fun fight, but like you said, couple of gatekeepers for sure, man. But, still, as long as this heavyweight division is thin like this, man, whatever heavyweight fights we can get, I'm happy to watch. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's the division's in limbo right now. One last question before I head out. How many years do you think Overeem has left in him?
I actually thought tonight when he was getting pummeled like that was his last fight. I think, if I'm being honest, I think he's got one knockout loss left. So whether that happens this year or next year remains to be seen. Yeah. But that's my prediction. I mean, as much as I like the guy, and it's not because of his age. It's not because of his age I say that. I say that because he's had so many fights. He's taken so much punishment.
So much damage.
Yeah, he's been knocked out.
And the skill is, even though he's not as fast and he's not as muscular as he was back then for reasons that we all know why he wasn't as muscular. He's not as muscular now, but the skills are still there. The skills are still there. The chin is just not.
Yeah, no, I agree. And
he could technically be on a 4-fight win streak right now. You look at those 2 wins he had, and come on, I mean, let's just say he lasted 4 more seconds with Rose's strike and this win right here. You could technically be on a 4-fight win streak.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm heading out. Can I promote my channel?
Of course, Justin Jr. Go ahead, shout yourself out, brother.
I interview MMA fighters, UFC fighters, UFC latest news, MMA latest news. Justin Jr. 962. Go subscribe to that. Justin Jr. 962. Alrighty, thanks.
Appreciate you, Justin. Have a great one, brother.
Yep, take it easy.
RGN's in the Granite says they don't expect the lefts, Jamaican. Talking about lefties, I guess. Rob Iman says Matt Brown versus Mickey Gall in a retirement fight. Oh, my goodness. RGN in the Granite says Chirac is slick from Chi-Town. Kev got knowledge. Salute. He's very slick, that young man. Trying to prank call me over here. Jamaican says RGN's in the Granite. Exactly. If you train long enough in both stances, you'll get comfortable enough. Matt Brown is a bad dude, but Father Time waits on nobody. And he should rematch Diego Sanchez, then retire. You know what? I don't even think Diego wants to see another one of those elbows like he caught the last time. Elkins should be cut. I think at this point, Elkins has done what he can do in the fight game. So maybe you're right, Rob Iman. Jamaica says the sad thing is, these guys don't get paid enough to retire. It's a shame. These fighters should be getting way more money. The UFC should bring back private sponsors. Fuck Reebok. RGN says, Jamaican, I learned the left hook strong as my right. Dropping, never lost a street fight or amateur fights. Or if it was TKO and biggest guys in prison in 1991, they had rings upstate. I still train. Respect. I love it, OG. OG, the motherfucking enforcer and shit, man. I see you, OG. All day I dream about sex since Adidas sponsored these Warriors. Heard Dana White might run boxing too. Dana White, if Dana White gets into boxing, it's going to be real problematic. RGS says, I need a refill. That kid's smart. Justin, are you even potty trained? Says Jamaican. Man, that is hilarious. But he's a good kid, a young kid for sure from his voice. I think he's a very young kid, but definitely seems to know his stuff. This kid, sign him up, ESPN. I might sign him up myself before ESPN gets to him. Justin Jr. is an East Coast gangster, according to Kevin from Chicago. RJ in the Granite says quadruple OG Northeast Beast. This kid knows his fighting. RGN's Dana White should run boxing. He's the best promoter in the world, like him or hate him. Him and Eddie Hearn. I think Eddie Hearn's up there as well. Jamaican says, Justin, go brush your teeth and go to bed, you little devil. Jamaican, you ruthless bastard. RGS has agreed. 120% Jamaican. Everyone go like and follow Justin Jr. on YouTube. He's a good kid. By the way, hit the subscribe button, the bell notification icon below. Hit the like button in this chat. Show some love. Get your FightersRep t-shirts, man. Get something out of your support. You know, support us and get something out of it. I just came up with a new t-shirt. It's the Knucklehead t-shirt. We just put it up today, so definitely go to the store and check it out. It's got the FightersRep logo on top. It says Knucklehead, and then it's got a clever little definition. That way you guys can officially feel part of Knucklehead Nation. So I definitely think it's a good idea to get that. We've also got hoodies, tank tops, and a couple different kinds of shirts. But definitely check that out if you haven't already. And we still got the fundraiser going. You know, I keep none of the fundraiser money. That's all going to go to saving some of the gyms out here in Southern California. We've raised over $800. I would like to at least get to $1,000. That's in the link below as well. It'll take you to the Facebook fundraiser site. Again, I keep none of that shit. I don't want it. I don't need it. I'll just send it to the gyms that need it. There are a bunch of gyms going under right now. We've seen what the fight game has done for people. You can see it in a guy like OG who, you know, who knows what would have happened to him without the fight game. We know a lot of people like that. You know, some of us in here are like that. Without the fight game, we'd be shitbags. We'd be dead. So, you know, definitely if you could donate to that fundraiser, that'd be cool. But no pressure, man. It's all love. RGN's in the Granite says, Jamaican agreed. I like him when he left Boston. Didn't like him here in Boston. I didn't know him that well. That's a deep story why he left. The Bloody Bean. Yeah, I heard some scary shit about why he left. Jamaican says the UFC should do Ngannou versus Lewis on the Stipe Lewis undercard. Ngannou deserves that next shot, but he also should right his wrongs since the heavyweight division is a mess right now. I agree. I wouldn't mind. You know, the only thing is I'm scared that Lewis fight is going to be the same as what we saw last time. But, you know, I don't think that'll happen again. I think Ngannou will come after him this time. Dana White, not the intelligent kid on the phone. LOL, says RGN. John Jones moving up to heavyweight to fight Francis. We'll see if that happens, man. That sounds like a bad idea. But hey, I'd love to watch it. Rob Iman says Nike rumored to replace Reebok next year. Wow, I wonder if that's true. RGN laughing says I'll rock him in Boston in June. The t-shirts, I would love to see that. Knuckleheads. Jamaica says Stipe versus DC. Knuckleheads, thank you guys so much for joining the chat. We've been on here almost an hour and a half. I got to get off this thing before the wife goes crazy on me. And these kids, you know, break anything else in the house. But I will see you guys on Monday. Again, we do this Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 7 p.m. Pacific. Sometimes on the weekend if we feel like it, 7 p.m. Pacific. Until Monday, keep it clean, Knuckleheads. Much love to you guys. I really appreciate you guys. I'm out of here. Have a good night, guys.